Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Serrano. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Moto G Pure on the left and the Samsung Galaxy A03s on my right. But if you're brand new to the channel, do me a huge favor. Hit both the like and the subscribe button and get notified and ring the bell for more videos just like this if you're a huge fan of budget technology just like me. But if you're already part of the crew, salute. Now today we're going to be taking a look at two smartphones right here, which are pretty much almost very similar, if not extremely similar, because they're going to offer the same amount of features for the price, but we're going to get into which one is actually better for the price, right? Because both of these devices are really competitive and they both do offer a ton when it comes to this segment in the budget price point, but both of these things are 6.5 inches when it comes to the display. They both have that HD plus display as well. And then when it comes to the weight, it's gonna go to the Samsung, which is gonna be just a slight bit more heavier at 188 grams of weight for the Pure and 196 grams of weight for the 03s, right? So basically you can see that they're both going to be pretty nice in the hand. This one doesn't scratch easy, but I had this thing on a bike holster without a case, and basically it was just, every time I hit a bump it would like vibrate against the phone. So that's kind of how that happened. But they both have this similar finish on the back, which has a similar texture to it, as you can see right here. So they're going to be really similar when it comes to like the back of both of these guys, but they're definitely going to be really solid when it comes to the overall build quality. They're made of plastic, right? So when it comes to the buttons, we do get a side mounted fingerprint sensor on the A03s with the volume rocker right above it, and then your SIM remover tool right here. We also do have, removal tray right there, and then you have the textured power button right here with the little like accents on it, so you can kind of feel that with your finger and differentiate it from the top volume rocker. But on this side we actually have nothing, just like we did on the 03s. So they both do have those U drops, and they're both really easy to get into, right? So you can kind of see how the displays look. Okay, so basically both of these screens are going to be very similar when it comes to the screens. So when you put them down, you're going to notice that the viewing angles change. So you will have pretty decent viewing angles when you tilt it up towards you. But when you put it down on the surface, the viewing angles will kind of dim, which is actually pretty good, because when like certain people are looking at your phone from certain angles, they actually can't see what you're looking at. So I think that's actually a pretty cool feature. But we do have IP 52 on the Moto, which is pretty crazy because it's gonna have that IP52, which is gonna be like dust and water resistant, but it's nothing too crazy, right? Both of these have 3 gigabytes of RAM on there, coupled with the 32, which is kind of sucks to have 32. I wish it was 64 for both, but they do rock 32 for this price point, and it's actually a pretty good deal, right? But we're gonna have that. The TFT display is gonna be on the Samsung, whereas on the Moto we're gonna actually have a LCD IPS display on there. So when it comes to like the viewing angles, it's a pretty decent experience on both of these things. Let me just go through Instagram. 1, 2, 3. I don't think I had logged into Instagram on this one for a minute though, but you could see that one thing you're gonna notice is that both of these feel almost extremely like similar in the hand. You could reach around front, and let me just turn off the night mode on this guy because it's kind of yellowing and dimming the screen a little bit. And then let me just turn the brightness up on the Samsung right here. But they're huge displays, so it's kind of, yeah, that one's all the way up. Instagram does open up pretty decently. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I missed on this guy. Why they keep showing me that picture? That's crazy. But you can see right here. Both of these displays look really good. It's really hard to tell which one looks better. That's the Moto on the left and the Samsung on the right. Now you can play decent graphics on the A03s. So if you turn the settings right here, you can see it's at smooth and medium, which kind of sucks, but you still can run PUBG. But like I said, you can run PUBG on this thing, and it's gonna be 3 gigabytes of RAM, 32 for the internal storage. So I just kind of want to throw that out there. But basically, this is gonna be pretty much playable when you're gaming on here. We do have the, as far as the processing chip, we are getting the, both of these devices were released pretty relatively at the same time. For the Pure, it was October, and for the Samsung, it was actually in August. So it's about 2 months apart or whatever. But you can get the first blood on here if you did want to, which is pretty cool. So you can get first blood. You can mess around on this thing. It's going to be pretty decent. 7 basically identical screens when it comes to the screen displays on this, single firing speaker as well. But I just wanted to throw out there that you're going to get the MediaTek Helio P23 on this thing with the PowerVR G E0320. So I just wanted to let you know you could game on this thing lightly, but it's not going to be like anything crazy, anything that would knock your socks off or anything of that nature. Now, another thing I did notice is that they did put a headphone jack at the bottom of the A03s and the headphone jack at the top of the Pure. So I kind of like it more at the bottom, just to be 100% honest with you. But let me know where you guys prefer that to be placed. Now, you pretty much get the same graphics on the Pure, but on the Antutu, the A03s did score at a 117, whereas the Moto got a 102, so it's slightly more on a sheet of paper. It's gonna favor the A02s, but it's not written in stone or anything like that. So we do have the MediaTek Helio G25 on this guy, which is the Moto G Pure. We are gonna get 3 gigabytes of RAM, and for the the CPU, it's the 8-core processing Cortex chip, and we also do get the IMG Power VR GE8320 as well. So pretty much going to be similar gameplay on both of these guys. So you can't really notice a big difference. The Moto does feel extremely smooth. There was a subtle lag right there, which prevented me from getting first blood, but it's definitely pretty smooth overall. But definitely it's not going to be like the most intensive graphic game in the world. It's going to be hard to it's going to be hard to keep up. It's going to be hard to compete because you're lagging 1 second, like pretty much behind everyone else when they have that really smooth screen or whatever. So I wouldn't recommend like competing on a serious level with this device, maybe just for like fun or whatever, but it's still playable on both of these guys. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. Now, when it comes to the battery life, we are getting a 5,000 milliamp hour battery on the Samsung Galaxy A03s, but on the Pure, we're actually getting that 4,000 milliamp hour battery. So that's the biggest difference. So you're going to get you pretty much get the same battery because they are optimized pretty good on the Samsung side. So the Samsung side is still optimized good, but Motorola has like a real big advantage when it comes to like making batteries that last long. I think they've always had really good phones with really good battery life. So it's almost even, but this one does have that 5,000 milliamp hour battery, so it might be worth it to pick this one up if you want just a little bit more juice versus the Moto G Pure. So you can see that the fingerprint is actually on the back of here. This one's on the side, so when you go to pick it up, your hand is like most likely going to touch that part anyway. So it unlocks pretty slow. It's not the fastest one in the world, but like if you try that on the Pure, let me just show you right now. So that one's a little bit slow too. So let's just do them at the same time. 1, 2, 3. So they're pretty much dead even when it comes to the fingerprint sensors. Now, both do offer a 5 megapixel front-facing selfie camera on both of these devices. And, that's going to be the standard thing about them, is that they both have that 5 megapixel camera. Let me just see which one looks a little bit better when I point it at me. And this is basically, let me go into the portrait mode right here. So it's kind of hard to see, so I'm just going to take a picture close up. Alright, so I just took a picture of my face, and you can see that there was like a purple light hitting my face for some reason. And on the Pure, and this is the A03s. Let me know which one looks better. Let me see what happened right there. Okay, it's processing the photo. It actually got the details nice on there. It did get the details nice on both of these devices. Like I'm a lighter tone of skin on my Samsung for some reason. They made my skin a little bit lighter. On the Moto, they kind of put it darker, but they both look really good when it comes to like just looking at the photo or whatever. But on the rear, we do get a 13 megapixel main camera on both of these guys, a 2 megapixel portrait on the, the Moto, 2 megapixel portrait on the Samsung, but then they did offer a macro camera as a third option on this guy. So if you turn the camera around right here, you're going to notice that you do have more selections right here, and they did get that macro going. So you could take closer shots with this thing when you want to go 3 or 5 centimeters away, and you got to be in some like decent light. And then when you do it like really close up, you're going to get some pretty good details there. It's not going to be like a trash camera as long as you know how to use it and everything like that. And then as far as the features on the cameras, let me just show you what they did offer besides that macro. So these are the additional features. You do get the pro camera option. They did add hyperlapse on this one as well as food. Here you get spot color cutout, panorama on this guy, pro, macro, portrait on this guy, panorama, and live filter. But overall, if I had to pick one, I'd pretty much say that they're both really good. They're both going to get updates. It just depends on which one you like more. So that I just want to be 100% honest with you. But it's really hard to say. But, both of these are really good for the money. But if I had to like pick one, I do like the software on the Moto just a little bit more because it's a little bit... it's good, but it's a little bit buggy, so I'd actually probably pick the Samsung in this case because it has a slightly bigger battery, and the side mounted fingerprint sensor is like kind of cool. The displays are pretty much identical, but you're going to get a little bit more battery on the Samsung because it has the 5000 versus the 4000, and then the chin on the Moto is just slightly bigger. I like how it's a little bit thinner on the Samsung versus the Moto, so that's another reason. But I don't really care about bezels like that, but it's just, the chin is slightly bigger on the Moto. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But it's a bigger display, it kind of looks like, even though it's not. They're both humongous displays. They're almost identical. If I had to say, they're probably the same display that they're actually using on both. But I'm going to get right back with you and show up in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe and get notified for more videos just like this. But if you're already a part of the crew, make sure you stay locked in for more videos. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe and get notified. And have a happy Thanksgiving. And I'm going to get right back with you later, group. Peace.